right, another day, another dollar. Here we are once again. We've got 3 things on the agenda today. First off, Linux Toolbox, gonna check in, see how PRs. I know I think Alex has come back in the project a little bit, so I'm gonna take a look over there and see what all, there's quite a bit of PRs to go through there. We'll just hit a couple of probably the highlights there. Second thing, AI and how I use it. I'll actually do something on stream and kind of show you. I know, so there's like 2 camps right now, and it's very similar to just how extreme people have gotten. Like something's either black and white, so to speak. And really, reality is always shades of gray. And AI is not completely worthless like some make it out to be, but also it's not exactly the absolutely Lord our God Savior that some think it's going to truly replace humanity or something. You know, no, it's none of that. It's really just fancy if-else statements if you really want to oversimplify it. And there's some really good use cases for it. And one I just found this week is game-changing, specifically for live streaming. So I was like, this is a perfect example of its use case. Having said that, I don't really spend any money on it. So I'm like, I still don't understand how there's ever going to be profitable. And the whole bubble thing, you've probably got recommended a gajillion AI bubble videos this week through YouTube, which, yeah, everyone knows AI is a bubble and it's going to pop and then everyone's going to lose millions of dollars. That has millions of dollars, but that's a tomorrow problem. You know, too long didn't watch. That's what all those videos are saying on YouTube that you're getting recommended right now. And then probably a third thing is going to be a new Windows interface. Yeah, Adam's in chat. Sweet. I was waiting on you, Adam. I wasn't going to do the PRs until Adam was in chat. Yeah, the third thing was a Windows interface. You may have heard of, just a little preface this, you may have heard of the Xbox, I think it's like the Rogue Ally that did like an Xbox variant for Microsoft. It sucks, but it's really kind of interesting what Microsoft did in the back end of Windows. And I was like, oh, I've got some really interesting thought processes there. The idea that's in my head, I'm going to just spell it out for those that care, is take that gaming interface they've built. It doesn't run Explorer.exe, which is a huge part of Windows. That's your File Explorer, that's the Start button and Start interface. That's a whole bunch of stuff. So, if you take that out, which the Xbox or the gaming experience in Windows would do, with if you can trick it into saying it's an Xbox, which everything's pretty much registry entries at the end of the day in Windows, and it's just a matter of manipulating it. So yes, we can. So we manipulate it into thinking it's a gaming device, right? And then we install like Glaze WM and do like a window management type setup. And we might be able to manipulate some of the desktop components and maybe use like File Pilot instead of Explorer and try and tie in. I have a vision there that would make Windows maybe a lot of fun. That might be. It's probably going to end in a disaster, and there's probably a lot of nuance there that probably just doesn't work, but it'd be fun to try. So that's kind of my thought process on the new interface in Windows. It's kind of there now, and it's only on 25H2, but it could work. So, I mean, I like trying out those things. Much like I've tried to do, like bring Linux window managers into Windows using WSLG. I did that in the past, like 3 or 4 years back, actually, and it was fun, but it was not practical because Explorer just kind of takes over everything. So, yeah, fun things. So let's what's on the agenda today. Oh, also, I switched my mic out. We'll see how this sounds. I don't know. I always go back and forth. We'll just see if it's any good or not. I think it will be well. All right. So, how's everybody doing today? Let me catch up anything in chat before we get going here. I think it's pretty awesome. Oh, look at that. Adam's already on it. Let's click that. Get that. Oh, beautiful. We have 15 PRs in Linutil. That is awesome. Oh man, win one shot. We haven't done that in a bit too. I just have so much going on. So many projects, so little time. Actually, there's a lot more time in the day. I'm just living my best life out here. I'm just lazy. That's all it amounts to. Sorry. But we're gonna get to all of them. You know. You gotta enjoy life. That's important. It's an important part of it. So I just kind of like, what am I feeling like today? I know we said we were gonna do like Windows Wednesday, or I mean, I'm never streaming on Wednesday, but
yeah, well,
you know,
to do the binds.
that bastard, thanks for the tier 1 gifted. Much appreciated. So, let's get... You need to just stream more. I know, Nav, I do. But there's that whole... That just is a lot of work. And I'm kind of lazy. You know? I struggle with just the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. That's... such a hard life. You don't know what it's like being a streamer. You gotta wake up before 10 a.m. Go on, like, eat breakfast probably, shower sometimes. And then you like to read a little bit too. And maybe watch a couple YouTube videos. Maybe even check another social media metric, you know, go, ooh, you know, it's my job. I gotta check Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And be like, And then before you know it, it's like noon. And then you gotta go eat lunch. And then after lunch, you gotta usually live stream. And then like, that's like at least an hour or two of work right there. And then you're just exhausted because it's such a long day. It's so hard. It's so hard. I'm sorry. I just think of all the day in the life ofs. And I was like, I would like to do one, but I couldn't do a straight one. It would have to be a parody video, which would be pretty funny. Yeah. Then you gotta wind down. It's like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I mean, who wants to work past that time? I know, I should. I'll do it like as a short or something. How you doing, Sasha? Yeah. Let's check this out. So DWM2 has been coming along. We did last stream. We did non-cursor warping on DWM. So when we're switching station, the cursor doesn't fly anywhere. Actually, after I did that tweak and I put it everywhere, I was kind of like, why did I ever do the cursor warp patch to begin with on DWM? I don't know why I programmed that in. That was kind of silly. I think I was just seeing all the patches. I was like, oh, that one looks fun. And then I never removed it. Because after I've removed that and I no longer have cursor warping, I'll admit when I'm wrong. And I was wrong. Not having cursor warping was so much better, and my workflows have been so much better since that, since removing it. So I appreciate that. Anytime you guys have anything like that, you usually can come on over to the community over here, and then we have specifically DWM suggestions. So you can create a new post over in DWM Titus. We probably should like rename this category actually. Let's call it Omitis / DWM Titus. We're keeping the name. It's just too hilarious not to. So anyways, let's edit this channel name too and just call it Suggestions. Suggestions and feedback. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I like it. And then you can just kind of put anything like, hey, this needs to be here for the window management. I think I already have that. So, yeah. So I can just resize any which way. Although, I think I need to work on the tiling. Specifically, like, in this window. I can't remember what it was, but when I do the resize, it doesn't quite work for me. And I have a hard time getting that back into a tiling mode. So I do have a bug here that I need to go. I can't see those in Discord, bot says. Oh, you know what? I don't think do we ever edit that? I'm terrible with Discord, y'all. It's Caleb usually runs the Discord and a couple other people in the community. I don't really manage it. I just kind of pop in from time to time and just check to see what people are saying. I think it's like there's an introduction or like a welcome. Oh, geez, no. Maybe rules? I can't remember where it's at. Maybe I need to look at that. I'll fix it. But, yeah. Let's just take this. I think we can just go 4. And then... dude, it just does not... doesn't resize. Huh. Can't resize this. I think I need to program this in, actually. So once I resize with the corners, like I take it and I resize it, I can't get it to pop back in. And maybe it's a hotkey I'm missing. What is it? So I do the super drag. Let's see. Resize master area. That's fine.
Yeah, well.
Stack, actually. Let's look. Stack. Super Shift J and K. Oh, Fat Bastard. Big T3, man. I appreciate the tier 3. Much appreciated. Goodness. Let's try Super Shift J and K. Okay, so it's in the stack, so Super Shift J, K. No, still didn't work. And if I can bring it back here. Oh, that's weird. I gotta fix that. Oh, come on.
Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so...
Excellent, Chef. Thanks for becoming a YouTube member. So, one second here, guys. I gotta fix this. This is gonna bug me to no end. DWM. Let's make sure we're up to date. We have one poll. And if we look at the config.h, when I resize with mod key right click, I am not able to set the layout back now. Usually mod key TRF you think would change the layout of that window, but it does not. And mod key space, also the set layout function's not working. Mod key shift M might be what we need. So we got this, mod key shift M. Oh yeah, that's it. So once you float a window, this automatically floats it. Mod key shift M brings it back off the float. Okay. Bid, thanks for the prime. Yeah, that makes sense. Daniel, finally caught you live. I'm sorry. Got a question about your WinUtil. Windows 11 deleted PowerShell 2-bit older SQL Server installs like 2008, 2010 need for that installation. Is it possible to reinstall and add it to WinUtil? Keep up the good work. Persistent, thanks for the prime. I would say you can, but I haven't ever done it for that old PowerShell 2.0. I don't know why they removed it. Let's read real fast. Windows 2's legacy component first introduced in Windows 7, but is being removed. It's officially deprecated in 2017. And it was removed in 24H2. I would probably go with a LTSC version of like 2018 and stick on that for anything that needs PowerShell 2. I don't think you can stay up to date with it, judging by how they're removing it. But let's see, mitigation. Update or replace old software. No. Temporary mitigation to unblock users. You could migrate PowerShell 2 off as soon as possible, blah, blah, blah. But as a last resort migration or mitigation, you can reinstall PowerShell 2 using these steps. Download ps2dlc.zip, extract it to a folder of your choice, start PowerShell in window mode, run the PS1 script here. This is just a script? Large script. Oh, so this loads everything. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, so technically you could do it. Oh, that'd be a pain. I don't know about the integration of it. I still say this mitigation is not a very good long-term solution for modern Windows. I don't think you update Windows. I think you stay on like an old LTSC release for at least 5-6 years, or start migrating off to something different. Would be my recommendations. Why is it PS1 and not .ps? That's a good question, Nav. I actually don't know the answer to that. It's been PS1 for as long as I can remember. Oh, dude, Coding Wonders, you don't have a sub in here. Here, I'm gonna gift you 6 months. I didn't see Coding Wonders. He's contributed. He's contributed a bunch to Microwin. Here you go, brother. Don't want you getting stuck in ad land. I haven't touched the Windboat project.
Yeah, well,
it's just not like, I already have VFIO. I've done a bunch of other ones too, so I don't really care too much about it. Probably because of PostScript. Yeah, this is probably it. Faye, I think you hit it right on. Some of my clients use older databases from Access, Upsize, SQL Database 2008. Yeah, I actually had a client that used old Access, and they actually, I think they engineered like how they wrote quotes or something on it. It was super jank, and I think inevitably we ended up having to hire a database guy, and we had him write a front end. Rewrite the whole thing essentially, but I know that's not feasible in a lot of places, a lot of cases as well. Why does that sound like hell? Because that is hell, one dude. But it's just like nature of the beast. Like I you know, a lot of like 20-year-olds and stuff are like, I know all the new cool stuff and I know how to do this, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but really at the end of the day, you'd be shocked at hell, you might even see some businesses still using like Silverlight, or you might run into just weird legacy crap, whether it's IIS or lots of Windows Server type stuff exists out in the business world still. I mean, you'd be shocked at what you see. There's just a ton of legacy stuff, and it's really important to kind of know about it, because many businesses, if it's working, why would they spend, you know, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to upgrade, or heck, even in millions in some instances, when they see no tangible benefit other than being on the new software experience. So it's just mine. Oh, Hype Chest. My goodness, it's like a game. Share. Choo choo with a kitty. Nice. I'm making a report for WinUtil, and I'd like to ask for advice on how we get the welcome screen disabled, since microwin function isn't doing the trick when you want it to debloat the ISO. You have to, make a report on that, Christopher, because it's just doing good for me. I still say Server 2000 R2 is the best of all time. For sure. It's more than hell. I hate Microsoft more than the TikTok generation. Windows was once a powerhouse for business application. Nowadays, Windows shipped with Netflix apps when users' brain malfunction after 5 minutes of work. Yeah, I feel you, Daniel. Dang. That sucks, man. That sucks. Oh, here you go. I give you some. Feeling generous before we get going. Let's go. All right. It's hard to imagine that Windows ever was a powerhouse for anything. They had a good monopoly for a long time. Early 2010s was peak Windows, for sure. For sure. All right. Let's see what we got. This is Adams on Linutil. So Adam really helped bring the Rust interface out in Linutil. And that's why you kind of have this whole system. Now, I think we will pare this back a little bit. Like, I think I'll get rid of the hints. The important actions and the key over here, we added it, but I'm not too keen on that. A confirmation screen for single use needs to be omitted as well. It should only show confirmation for multiple selections when you do a multi-select. So there's a couple things with Linutil. It kind of got bloated up, but that's the nature of most software development, you know? As you get going, you add more stuff. You're like, okay, what works, what doesn't work? And then usually about every year or so, once everything's been added, I'm kind of like, what don't I like about our current situation in this? Winutil, much like the same thing right now, it asks for password if you're running a local account with no password. And it says, hey, to install like Spotify, for instance, it's a user-based install. You can't use it. You can't do that as admin. So it will prompt you to use or enter a password for doing like Winget installs. And I don't like it. I think it's a bad interface, and it's just best to remove all user-based installs. I'd much rather just have people not install Spotify and not be prompted for the password install. It's just a bad user experience, and I don't really use Spotify anyways, so I don't really care. So, and if someone really does want Spotify, they can install it themselves. It would still update it through the update all in Winget. So, just another pair back, I'm thinking, as my kind of doing a like trash collection type deal. So. I strongly recommend to use LimeWire instead of Grub as a default bootloader. LimeWire? Dude, when you say LimeWire, I am literally thinking back to like the 2000s when everyone got infected from LimeWire. I remember I got paid so much money to clean off viruses in the early 2000s from LimeWire. It was a virus magnet. Ugh. That was pretty funny. Oh, Lamine. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking back to when you refusing to give DWM a shot for years. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Peter. But it doesn't have the fancy themes for Grub. Grub's themes are just next level. I love it. But yeah, I'll try it out. Kazaa. Oh my gosh. What was the other one? It was like Zurus or something. I can't remember. Mine's drawing a blank. It was post Napster, but yeah. Napster was the first. It was the OG. Morpheus. Yes, I remember Morpheus. I never used Emule. Most of it I was just going cleaning things up. It's always the worst of the malware. Oh my gosh. The PC repair days. Yeah, the 2000s were insane. Because everyone got infected by these programs. Alright, let's go. Oh, and by the way, the Xbox thing I mentioned earlier, that's this full screen experience. I was looking at it and I was like, you know, once you make all the changes and you get this different experience, I was like, oh, I bet we could hack something together there. So I wanted to try that, but anywho. That's good. All right, now. Pull request. Focus. Focus, Chris. All right, let's go. Server setup EMMC report. What was this? Yeah, so like I'm real protective of my server setup script just because I've had people ruin it in the past. But this looks good. Yeah. I wonder why I didn't yeah, that looks good. I don't know why I closed this request before. Maybe there's something going on there. That looks like a good addition. Maybe it got pared back. Oh, okay. SSD, MMC, HDD. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. I wonder why I closed it before. Maybe I was just having a bad day. Man, VLC is just a train wreck, period. I hate DLC. Or, VLC. Stupid trash caution cone. They can go take a long walk off a short pier. I don't care. I don't care what chat says about VLC. I hate them. Never gonna use it. Except on some of my Windows boxes, I do toss VLC in just because I'm being lazy. But I do recommend like MPC, HC a lot more. It's just better in every single way possible that you can imagine. All right, let's merge server setup. That looks fine. I'm not even gonna bother testing it. I'm pretty sure it's fine. This one I can't remember what it was, but add script for installing, uninstalling desktop managers. I think we looked at this actually. Make sure it's POSIX compliant. That's right. I did say that. So change it. Remove bashisms. Alfonso came in, said it was. Nuri. Yeah. And then high DE, Hyperland desktop. It works best. Minimal arch. Rivers to new, Miracle. I don't want to add all that crap. It's just going to bloat up everything. Like adding all these like experimental things like River and Miracle, it's just not worth it. It really isn't. Like no one's going to use that. People using like River and those types of things, they know how to build and install from scratch. Standard stuff like XFCE, KDE, sure. GNOME, great. Cinnamon, fine. Mate, fine. Budgie, fine. Lubuntu, great. LXDE is kind of one with... Oh, yeah. LXQT for Lubuntu desktop and then LXDE. That's fine. Like, these are good. But we do have some script shell check failures here. What's going on there? Shell check. Read without -R will mangle backslashes. Yeah, we get some globbing issues and read with .R. And these are warnings, not necessarily like end all be all. Probably should fix it though. Let's take a look at the code. think I looked at it before. It's additional stuff, so it's not the end of the world. Why don't you use Graphene OS? Just watch your vid. Graphene B. I've always liked Graphene. It's great phone operating system, de-Googled, so it's good in that respect. Fun fact, I am probably one of the biggest contributors ever on Graphene OS. I think when I did that video, I gave them, at the time, I think it was 2020, so this would have been 5 years ago, I gave them like 1/10 of a Bitcoin. It was like $100 in Bitcoin or something back then. Now it's thousands. So me, whether I wanted it or not, is probably one of the biggest contributors to Graphene OS. Because yeah, I did donate some Bitcoin over there. I'm like, dang, should have paid in cash. Mistakes were made. This is actually pretty good. Yeah, this is good. I like it. This is really good. Yeah, we're gonna accept it. I can always click the shell check errors and stuff. I mean, most of the globbing and shell check we could probably fix, but hell with it. We'll get it. I hate shell check anyways. But to answer your question more though, I don't use it. I use just stock pixel experience with the Debloat. So if you want to do that, I'll paste this over in old YouTube land where the question was added. Debloat Android, I think it was. Yes, yeah, Universal Android Debloat. I did a video a while back on improving battery life, but this goes through and removes like all the spyware and crap in Android. And you don't have to root it or anything like that. It works on every device. And it's great. So here, I'll paste this in YouTube chat. Here you go, B. That's my recommendation instead of doing a Graphene OS. I really like the Universal Android project. It's actually the next generation Universal Android Debloat project, and it's very good. And it kind of cleans up my phone. It's no nonsense. I can still do all the stuff I want to do, but it's not like draining my battery life to like down to 10% after a day. You know, I can go 4 or 5 days without charging my phone, and I never have to really worry about it. So I really like it. I think fixing shell check first would be better. Oh, yeah. Yep. You're right. Dang. Let's just fix it. We'll fix it right now. You're right, Adam. Let's go linutil here. Let's pull down those PR changes. And then let's also actually, I think we should look at, I think it was system setup, and it was it an arch? Nah. Where did we put that? I thought it would be in system setup, but maybe I'm wrong here. Did they do it applications probably then? Desktop environment maybe? Okay, well then. Oh, I haven't merged it yet. It's under system setup. That's why. Yeah, let's fix this really fast. Let's just check this PR out. And we're going to go, oh, come on. What? Oh, I got to re-undo my code. think my code's crap here. 1 second. Let's just do a update. And we should have code. Yeah, Visuals code bin is in there. We'll just throw that in. Should be fine. Did we ever switch to the catchy OS term kernel from Bazite? Bazite hasn't given me any problems, but I know most of the Bazite kernel is based off of Catchy's kernel. Yeah, I remember I downloaded. I don't think we ever switched to it though. Maybe we'll look after this upgrade happens and take a look. Should be fine. Famous last words. So true. So true. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, I think back to some of my misfires or when I was just playing wrong. And I remember when Catchy OS came out and I was like, God, just another distro. Oh, Catchy. He doesn't even have a good name. That should have actually been a tip that it might actually be good because the name sucks. It actually, you know, I was wrong. I'll go back in time and say, you know, I was wrong. Catchy OS does have a place. They've done a great job curating that distribution. It's like an easier version of Arch with really good setup. I think the Catchy OS team, I tip my hat to them. I eat my words. I'm sorry, Catchy OS people. Catchy OS, actually not that bad. Or Catchy OS, I always say it wrong. Like I said, a crappy name, but Catchy OS, a decent distro. It's great for, yeah, just gamers and newbies, you know? It's not bad. Oh, thanks Zero. It's always good talking to you, brother. Have you checked PAC-C for installed packages for Pac-Man, Yay or Paru? I haven't actually done anything with PAC-C, Boje. Yeah, it's Cashios, as in cash. I kind of know that, Ahmed, but for some odd reason I keep screwing up their name and I want to call it Catchyos instead of Cashios. So, it is catchy though. Or cashy. Anywho, it's fun. All right, we are total install size 10 gigs. All right, let's go. Download size is 3 gigs. Install size is 10 gigs. Net upgrade size is half a gig. The nonsense of Arch there for you. Don't ask. Most names in the Linux world are bad. We all know that. Yeah, I know. You know, it's funny. Oh, gosh. While this updates, I should talk about this. I have been severely disappointed this week. A buddy of mine let me know yesterday. It's a sad day. It's a very sad day. It's a somber day. There was an acquisition that has happened in the tech sphere. One of the last great hopes I had has been killed and turned into an evil subscription service. A dirty, gross subscription service by some greedy Australian company this time. The Aussies are getting in on it this time. It's not all American. The Aussies are getting in on the evil subscription model. They see how good these evil monopolies in America have it, and they said, "Oh, I need some of that. We need some of that down under." Affinity Photo is no more. Affinity Photo has been acquired by none other than the evil tech giant, Canva. Canva has taken over, bought it up, said we're no longer developing it. It is now subscription-only services. You gotta use Canva online for everything and pay us a monthly ransom to use our software. So, sad face. Yeah, definitely go and download the last version of Affinity if you're a big Affinity user. I was actually using Affinity Publisher for the Linux book because I was going to do some cool graphics when I publish it and make an actual book. And during this whole process, I was like, oh, this is some weird stuff happening. And then I found out this week that Canva bought out all the entire Affinity. I think it's Serif was the parent company of the Affinity Photo, Affinity Publisher, and the other software in the package. And they're changing it all to subscription. So, oh man, rough, sad times. It was a good shot. I was like, no more Photoshop, no more evil monthly fee, Affinity Photos, the future. And then they just went right back around and killed any hope I had. So anyways, I was really sad to hear that. Let's see if I can't pull up a news article for y'all. Affinity Photo is bought by Canva. Oh, that was actually 2 years ago. Am I so late to the party? I am way late to the party. I guess Canva bought it a year ago, and then they changed it just a little bit. This one, I have the impression Affinity is coming to an end. And then it was sometime... Yeah. Questions swirl over Affinity's future as Canva teases an announcement. I think it was sometime this week. Creative freedom is coming. I feel like we're in that Star Wars. You know, in Star Wars, they're like, this is how democracy dies, with a roaring cheers of freedom. Yeah. Anyways, Affinity is a platform for creative apps. UK-based Serif is mixing things up with big changes coming October 30th. So in 7 days. The website is no longer offer a way to purchase its software. And message from the Affinity homepage says creative freedom's coming. God, what a joke. This right here. Ugh. And invites users to sign up to be the first to know, and changes coming on October 30th. After entering an email address, the automated sale is not just another update. It's the beginning of something new, a shift on how creative freedom is defined. Yeah. Let's just... The company also posted similar on X. Twitter has drawn more than 200 replies. Storage disabled. We're making space for what's next. This only affects new purchases and trials. Anyways, if you do have Canva at all, what you need to do right now is download those executables, save them somewhere place, because I guarantee you, once Canva gets in there and they're going to disable them. You're no longer going to buy or be able to install it. It'll be gone. Eventually, that's going to happen. So download the software, install it where you need to install it, but the clock is running out on you. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, they purchased them in March of 2024, but this is the big thing that's happening this week is the thing Affinity Photo and its other apps have been a go-to for perpetual licensing. Who wants to avoid subscription fees? That is not true of Canva, though. It operates a subscription model. At the time of writing, no additional information is available. It will be teasing information. This doesn't say definitively it's a subscription service. But whenever I start seeing taglines like this, that just tells me creative freedom is dying. I think is probably how it should have been. They just used the wrong adjective. So what is it, chat? How are we on this? Am I too far off base? Am I just the boy who cried wolf here? I don't know. I mean, I feel like this is just really the boy who cried wolf was lied a whole bunch at the start. I never have. I've always just been like, yeah, it's probably going to be a subscription model. Them disabling the purchases, it feels like a subscription model is coming down. I don't want to be negative Nancy here. I really want to look forward to the future, but anytime I see something like this, big giant corporation buys out smaller good company, it almost always ends with them taking a few things from that company, dumping its current product line, and then rolling it into some kind of subscription model. If I was a betting man, I would probably bet the farm on this. So I don't know definitively. I didn't see it in that press release, but yeah. With no errors in the meantime. Yes, that's true. Let's merge your. Oh no. All right, let's. Failed to commit transaction. What happened there? Should have already been built, so let's see. I think maybe I just messed up. How do you feel about Kaseya and Inky? God, I can't believe Kaseya's still around. You remember when Kaseya got hacked? That was pretty wild. Anyways, let's continue on. I'm just gonna merge this. Let's not merge that. Let's get Adam's PRs. So while Adam's here, I want to merge these. Let's go. Author. Adam. All right, let's go. Automatic PR. Labeling. I like the GIF. Fully tested on my FARC. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Well, let's just hear my thoughts. Label PRs. Pull request. Body issues. Get issues. Authorization. GH token. Issue. Label. GH token. Secrets GitHub token. That looks fine. Okay. Just makes things a little easier. Let's give it a whirl. Let's one second. Let me let's feed it into my favorite AI, right? Let's do some Claude action, right? Summarize and make any suggestions. Just summarize. Let's see what they say. I am addicted to AI. I totally will. I'll admit that. All right, let's see. Action automatically labels pull requests when they're open, runs the PR as created, extracts issue references, scans the PR for fixes, resolves, or closes, fetches labels for those issues for each referenced issue, retrieves the labels via GitHub API, only keeps labels containing a colon, type :bug, priority high, applies labels to the PR, adds initial review required, plus any matching labels for those referenced issues. PRs are automatically tagged and developed. Okay. Perfect. I kind of like reviewing GitHub Actions through here and just saying summarize it for me, just to check. And then if there's like any syntax errors, it'll usually tell you there's a syntax error. Not always though. Let's give it a whirl. Merge it. You can go to the link in the description and see it in action. Oh yes, let's do that. If we go pull requests, let's just go is PR. Yeah, I like that, man. That's pretty cool. Yeah, man. I think that'll be nice. All right, on to the next one. So we got automatic. Now let's go update the man page. Yeah. It's pretty outdated, but for some reason, so I updated it. I think it works better to not reference a specific version because it's not being updated every release. Fair. All right, let's see what was changed on the old man page. October 2025. It's fine. Sweet. Hey, you got your own domain now, Adam. Moved from Proton to Atom.dev. I dig it. Cool, man. Let's go. Did we ever come back to that? Come on. Huh. Conflicting files. I probably need to do a reboot on that. Let's finish with Adam's PRs, though. Bring back docgen requirements and delete roadmap. I like the roadmap. Oh, wait, this is an old roadmap. I'm thinking of DWM. I've seen some PRs added with new scripts nobody really cares about, the docs. I know they're supposed to be in a different repo and the user lines there, so it might get updated too, right? And I don't think the roadmap is still relevant. Yeah, so here's my thought on this. Initially, we separated the docs out. I don't know why we chose to go to a different repo, maybe for like modularity or whatnot. But what ends up happening is no one's updating the docs anymore because it's a different repo. And no one wants to go and find the repo and go to it and then change the docs. I think we're going to close those repos down and we're going to push it all back into the same repository on linutil and winutil and shut down the docs repos. It was a good thought, but after messing around more with like DWM, I really have it kind of down to a good science now. So like DWM Titus, I think it was just dwm.christitus.com. I started kind of doing my own repo for like a documentation for DWM or Omitis, whatever you want to call it. And if you go to DWM Titus on GitHub, you'll notice it's hosted right here. And what I've done is I put it in a docs folder. So if you go GitHub, did I? No, I didn't, did I? Oh, crap, I didn't yet. I think I was messing around with this. And oh, never mind. I split this into DWM Titus docs, didn't I? I did. Well, I'm going to delete this repo and bring it back in. I'm going to use this as my test base because I did the docs in its own docs folder. And then I had just a simple MDBook YAML that I created. And I could just bring those workflows with the source and docs. Although the source might be problematic. I think I might look at this some more on how I set this up for the docs. But I do like the docs here. And I think I will... I'm going to test this a little bit more on the DWM Titus docs. But then I think I'm going to bring all the docs back in-house for the corresponding products. because it does make sense. So, yeah, I agree with you. X tasks. What are we doing here? Getting rid of roadmap. Oh yeah, Ghosty. I've really switched to Ghosty. I really like Ghosty, especially compared to Alacrity. Yeah, that sounds good, man. Yeah, the GitHub wiki, I'm just not a huge fan of, really. I kind of wanted like my own like website style, but you can use GitHub Pages just as well and do it to build a Hugo website. I really like Hugo. I'm so biased though. Hugo's just like my jam. I love Markdown. Like, I just am obsessed with Markdown to an unhealthy level. All right, what do we got? Create a flake. Oh man, Adam, I didn't know you're a dirty NixOS user. Ew. Oh, you're one of those. Oh man, that's too great. Oh. So, what do we got? How long you been on Nix, Adam? Default, shell Nix. It's interesting. So for this, what are we installing here exactly for Nix? Just linutil, huh? Man, I don't know. I just don't think I like it. Because I think most people on Nix would probably just prefer to do, throw in like a Nix environment, like a Nix EMV install. We could just add the package that way. I just don't want to, I don't want to keep up with Nix. You know what I'm saying? Doing like a flake. I don't know. What are your thoughts here? There's a lot of stuff there. Oh, you want me to read? Oh, but why? Oh, well, let's do a, Fat Bastard, we do need to do a pre-release too while we're sitting here. Here. Let's go ahead and spin up that task while we're looking at this PR a little bit more on Nix. 1 second, let's do a pre-release. All right, let's go back to the conversation.
To do the binds.
Man, reading's hard. The life of a streamer, you guys don't know how hard it is. It's so difficult. Oh, I have to read, text, and chat at the same time. It's like walking and talking. It's so difficult. All right. Sorry. All right. I just joke. I have a pretty sarcastic, dry humor. I apologize. All right. Create a flake. Turns out I use NixOS now. I'm sorry. So it will make development process way easier for me. You can now build linutil for Nix using Nix build, enter the dev environment Nix develop, format Nix code with Nix format, and if some crazy person was to use linutil on Nix, they can now run Nix run GitHub Titus by adding linutil to their flake. Also, it's kind of a milestone for 759, which is Okay. Okay. So basically the flake is like a module for the whole repo that in this case contains a package, a shell configuration, and a formatter information. The package is kind of like any other. It defines metadata as well as how it should be built. In this case, Rust platform build Rust package does everything automatically. Rust is pretty good in that respect. Now the shell is where it gets interesting. It first imports the package without building it, gets its dependencies, then defines shell packages with them, and some other defined ones. That allows Nix people to go into linutil's repo, just type Nix, develop, and automatically enter a shell with all the tools necessarily installed. So for example, if I had a completely empty system with no Rust or anything installed, just Flakes enabled, went to linutil and launched Nix develop, it automatically install Rust, Cargo, and everything else, but not globally, just for the shell, individual shell instance. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. That's neat. Where are these files at? So it adds two into the root, flake.lock and flake.nix. All right, let's do it. I'm game. Eventually I will have to probably take another look at Nix. I like to just toss everything in config.nix, but knowing how Flakes, I should probably test Flakes out a little bit more. I think last time I was on Nix, Flakes were a little bit newer and not very many people were using them. So probably should take those out a little bit more. But yeah, that sounds good. All right. So we got yours in. We got that. We're building up WinUtil release as well. His old man eyes are not helping with the reading. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let's see. Winboat, nah. I don't, I think I looked at Winboat and just like, I'd rather just use XRDP kind of just straight. Maybe I'll have to give it a whirl, but it's not. I got so much stuff on my plate. It's like on the way back burner for me. I even offered to maintain all the Nix stuff with the code under setup, so you wouldn't have to care about that. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta look at code owners too. That sounds good. With the release of Xbox Ally, when are you getting into the new grave for Windows? So yeah. Hugh, funny you should ask. We already have that pulled up. So if you look, I actually have that the new interface for Windows kind of pulled up. I might look at that. We might have to save that for Monday though. We'll see. What time is it? It's 2. Yeah, the branch rules, I kind of want to redo that, Adam. Might kind of want to like, because it's not an enterprise account that I'm on. I'm still like on the freebie account essentially. So I don't have like the granular enterprise rules for GitHub, which kind of sucks. So like the personal rules is like, can you write? Can you read? And that's about it for a lot of dependencies. So I'll have to take a look at coders and see exactly what all we can do. Okay. I'll look more into it. Yeah, if you do a PR, that'd be fantastic. Because, yeah, I'd love to see a little bit more of the granular permissions and stuff. linutil would be a good spot for it, too. So, now that we've got that, we got to do a reboot for it. Pre-release of WinUtil. A lot of people are asking about that. I know Fat Bastard was. So if we go into release, we got a couple things. Yeah, so the disable edge tweak was what we added. in 1023. This is a pre-release. Some people were asking specifically about the removal of Edge. This doesn't necessarily remove Edge, but it does disable it so it doesn't run anymore in the background. It's actually a really good tweak. So I want to show this really fast. Nah, VLC sucks in Linux. Don't use it. You want just MPV. MPV's like the granddaddy of all. VLC's absolute garbage in Linux. VLC's fine in Windows for you Windows users out there. Not great, but it's fine. It gets the job done. But in Linux, no. VLC's absolute trash. Hey. Microwave, totally. I get it, man. I understand that you think it's better than MPV, but I only have to say one thing. Skill issue. I love MPV though. I use both. The skill issue lies in your elitism. That's probably fair. But yeah, no, I personally like MPV, and if I want to use a front end in Linux, celluloid is so much better than MPV. Or not MPV. MPV is a back end for celluloid, but it's a lot better than VLC. God, do we have any more acronyms we can throw in here? But yeah, VLC's trash. Just straight trash on Linux. Use celluloid with an MPV backend, and you're going to be like, what am I doing with my life? I'm such an idiot. Why would I ever use VLC when this good front end does? And if you don't like the look of celluloid, use SM Player. SM Player is also a good alternative with an MPV front end. It's really, really good. Like, real talk. Like, no joke. VLC is trash. I'm not just saying that to be like inflammatory or anything. It is terrible on Linux. When you compare it to MPV with like a celluloid front end or SM Player front end that also uses MPV, it's just so much better. I can't overstate that fact. Yeah, it plays MKV. It plays it all. Yeah. Windows MPC-HC or MPV, yeah. I mean, MPV works good for integrating certain things as well. Oh, Gab, did you put an update to that? Because Gab was the one that actually put this in WinUtil. He's a brand new contributor too, but I was really impressed with that one. Let's see, did Gab... Yeah, right here. Update the tweak. Ah, they still trigger. So now you fix the ordering of it. We got a couple more commits. Let's take a look at the code. Shoot, we might need to pull back that pre-release and rerun it. So you're just changing the order of this value and then putting, it looks like you're just removing the get and tasks where you're enabling and disabling the task because it runs anyways is basically what you're saying. That's hilarious. I wonder where they trigger that. Edge updates is required for updating web view. Rather than disabling the service, I decided to remove the invoke script entirely. Okay. That makes sense. Well, let's accept that. You're just changing the order a little bit and then removing the disable of the task for Edge update because web viewer is required for it. That's good with me. I think we'll just leave that. for the next update. I think that's good. So we'll do that. Close this guy out. What else do we have? So I would want to use your DWM, but notice that my NVIDIA card is so much more stable and performs better at Wayland than X11? Nah, bot. Really? NVIDIA sucks on Wayland. It's awful. I would totally recommend running like NVIDIA settings and then exporting to an Xorg config file would be my recommendation. Yeah, still use Hugo DP. Love Hugo. Hugo static site generation is just me. I don't think you'll pry it from my cold dead hands. I think I'm gonna just rock that for now until the end of days. I absolutely adore it. It is such a great one. Great stream. Chris did something not only yapping. I think it was like 80% yapping, 20% something. Yeah. Dragon Player. I don't think I've seen that. Yeah, so like when I was doing NVIDIA, Wayland caused a lot of problems with NVIDIA. So what I did was I launched NVIDIA settings and then I exported the Xorg comp file. And that was the best, most stable relationship I had for that. Like here, let me pull up Windows 2. I think a lot of people are asking about that. One second. Yeah, so do we get 25H2 for this, by the way? Ah, okay, cool. It is 25H2. We would probably need to run updates. Cumulative, security, whatever. All right. Toss those in really fast. Wayland and NVIDIA is 100% better on laptops. Interesting. What's wrong with WordPress? Man, what's right with WordPress is a better question. WordPress is probably the most insecure platform in existence. Your attack vectors are many and multiple. Depending on what developer you have, you probably have somewhere upwards of 10 to 20 different extensions that are all very vulnerable, written by third parties, absolutely atrocious. Typically, they have like a full LAMP stack going on, so you have to worry about database injection. You have to secure down the administration. It uses some crappy form of encryption, usually like a salt package. No, a lot of people don't even do the proper generation of that. I could go on and on and on. The defaults of WordPress are absolutely atrocious. If a business uses WordPress, they're stupid. Straight up. I just cannot get behind WordPress. It's an awful, awful platform. It should die. I hate it, and like 80% of the business world uses WordPress. It's something stupid like that. I despise WordPress with every single fiber of my being. Oh, I hate WordPress. Oh, it sucks. It's just awful. And you should feel bad about using it. I just can't. I never will back anybody using WordPress. Having said that, you know, I get most web developers out there know it and they use it, and it's fine for that, I guess. But it still sucks. It's not performant. It's slow. It's just terrible in every single way you can be terrible. Yeah. There's a lot of centralization to it. Distributing it through like a CDN is possible, but a lot of times it's just, God, it's just gross. Like the entire structure down to every single bit is just bad. I guess if you go back in time like 15 years, it's okay-ish. Maybe. I mean, it was better than IIS, I guess, but that's a pretty low bar. I mean, well, actually, you could throw WordPress on IIS. Now that I'm thinking about it, or what am I thinking, like asp.net? Yeah, it's just awful. Awful. I'm trying to think of any redeeming qualities of WordPress, and there aren't any. It's just
It's awful. You should feel bad. Don't use it. It's terrible. I mean, it's gross. I can't. I guess if you only have like 10 customers a week or something, maybe, like for a hobbyist, WordPress wouldn't be bad. But even then, I'm just like, it's gross. I can't stand it. Everything about it. It's just terrible. Yeah. There's no way I would ever use WordPress ever again. There's not and some people, like, I think of just all the other technology that are available right now. I mean, like, heck, just using like Next.js and stuff. Like, I'm not a big that developer, but if I was gonna like more centralize what I'm doing, I just still wouldn't use WordPress. If I wanted some like really fancy stuff and maybe a static site is not for me, I would just custom code something. I mean, hell, you have LLMs and they can write that stuff. That's pretty good. I mean, everything about it is just awful. It's like not for, I wouldn't even recommend WordPress for noobs. I mean, it's just terrible. There's just been so many security vulnerabilities, and inevitably what happens with websites is you just forget to update them. And if you don't update a WordPress and stay on top of things, and it has bad hosting, it just leads to a ton of problems. And then I think back to specifically like the drama of WordPress and WP Engine, which WP Engine was the best host for WordPress sites. Maybe it still is, I don't know. And yeah, they had a huge falling out because WP Engine was making just a boatload of money, and WordPress thought, well, heck, you're using my product, I should get more money. And I was like, that's not how open source works, but okay, that's a cool story, bro. So the developer of it, or the guy behind it, is just absolutely insane. I mean, there's just everything about WordPress is just wrong. There's nothing right with it. I can't think of one selling point. It is just absolute shite. Yeah, you're better off vibe coding some crap in Next.js. For real. Like, just pull up an LLM, use the free credits they give you, and then just use Next.js. Just be like, make me a site doing this in Next.js. And guess what? That's going to be better than the WordPress crap that you'd cobble together with ungodly amounts of plugins and just a terrible CMS. It's just awful. I'm sorry. I'm getting all sweaty. Just talking about WordPress, getting me worked up. Don't talk about WordPress. It's a trigger for me. It's just a giant security hole. It is full of bugs, BS. Don't upgrade to it. It's terrible. We're still updating over here. We're about 63% of the cumulative update, by the way. I bought the WinUtil 3 years ago, but I can't download it. Email me, Destructive Fury, at contact@christitus.com and just say, hey, I bought it with this email address, and then I'll make sure to type that in for you later tonight, brother. I'll get you taken care of. Or you can use just the contact form at cttstore.com as well. Is there no other CMS frameworks from WordPress? Oh, there's tons of CMS frameworks. Ghost is better. There's a lot of new ones that I don't really mess with CMS too much these days, but there's a lot of them out there, and they're very, very good. A lot better than WordPress, in my opinion. So there's a lot better, content management systems that work really, really well. But I just will never recommend it. Yes. Oh, thank you, my love. Oh.
So healthy.
Oh, yes. There we go.
You have to fix it on stream again.
I zip tied it. I zip tied it so it won't fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Because I was like, I don't want that falling down and breaking another hole in my door. Love you. Food. Sorry. ruining the immersion. But I got some taquitos with Frank's hot sauce. It's health food. Google site. Hey. It should just die. I mean, honestly, between like you got Jekyll, you got Hugo, you got the next JS and a whole bunch of different forks and frameworks from that are built on it. There's literally no reason in 2025 anyone in the world should be building a WordPress site. I mean, I can't think of one. It's just so good. Like, the current state of web development is crazy awesome. Like, there's just so many like good little bootstraps and different things you can tie into any project to do anything you want, to make it look any way you want it to do any action. And it's so good. So, I mean, I really like it. Oh, let's see. Switch to Linux. Nightcrawler. What was that? Oh, the WordPress website. I did make that a while back. I can't remember. But I don't pay for hosting too, guys. Like, my host is Cloudflare, and I generate over a terabyte of bandwidth per month. I have over, I think it's 25,000 active users per day. So I am really just crazy straining it. Like, so much so that I think, what was it, when Jay's 2 Cents covered the WinUtil, when it got looked at, he was like, God, I hope I don't crash your website, because Jay has been known to like send tons of traffic. And he was afraid, like, hey, here's the website with WinUtil, and he was afraid this was going to crash when he put it on his video, because I think when he did that, I got 100,000 hits or something in a day, something like that. It was like maybe 250,000, and it was a lot of traffic, but everything's going through Cloudflare. It's in a full-blown content delivery network. It's a static site, so it can just splinter off. Depending on where you're at in the world, you're going to be hitting a different server with this copy. So there's like no way my website could ever crash 100%. And before anybody says anything in chat, no, I'm not using like AWS US East 1. Although I will say Cloudflare has gone down in the past. So it's not to say it could never go down, but Cloudflare would have to have an absolute 100% complete outage. And that's pretty sparse. Not to say it hasn't happened in history, but I think it's only happened 1 or 2 times where it completely went down worldwide. And I want to say it's only had like a couple power outages, like a handful of partial outages. Oh yeah, the remove edge. I need to update that. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, this is big right here, Adam. Restrict updates have to be disabled. Oh, I really like this. All right, so. Gosh, Adam, you misspelled it. Christ, Titus Tech. Oh, Adam, that's hilarious. I love it, brother. All right. All right. Oh no, it's all good. Let's see. We want to go back to here. We're gonna go restrict updates has to be disabled. Restrict updates, boom. This allows users to bypass permission when updating matching refs. Require a pull request before merging. If we go into additional, required approvals 1. Require review from code owners has to be enabled. Require review from code owners has to be enabled. Okay, so we added that. Oh, should we automatically request Copilot code review? Oh, that's cool. I'm going to do that one too. Let's get some AI up in here. What do you think? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry. I was just messing with you, Adam. I'm just messing with you. All right. All that looks good. So we've got the settings added back up. Yeah, I mean, Copilot's interesting. Like, I don't mind it. It's fine. But I mean, it's just nice. I use it for more like summarize all this code for me, and then it kind of gives a decent breakdown of what that code's doing. So I think it's really good for that. And I think part of this stream I was talking about where I use AI, and actually I want to kind of do it right after this and show you where I'm actually using AI that's actually really good. 1 second. Let me authenticate this. All right. There we go. So the rule set's been updated. Now let's go to the code owners and see what code owners file. So Chris rules everything, like it. Domination. And then Nix stuff, we want the Nix directory where we add tests and scripts later. Star.nix, flake.lock, and Nix. That looks cool, Adam. I like it. Let's give it a whirl. And this goes into GitHub subfolder. I haven't really used code owners before, but I really, really like that. Let's squash and merge. Very cool. Man, that's really nice, Adam. I didn't know that we could do that with just a standard GitHub account. One of the big selling points for GitHub Enterprise is it's a little bit more granular with permission sets, but with code owners and how that's set up would be nice. And honestly, this stupid bypass and that this was annoying me more than you know. I absolutely dreaded working on Linutil, specifically because I'd always get prompted like, "You sure you want to bypass the branch protection rules?" I'm like, "Yes, I want to bypass them." And then, but I don't want everyone to bypass them. So it's nice. That's good. I like it, man. Appreciate you. Okay. Yeah, this is true, Peter. I think a good example of this is, like, if you don't understand anything about it, I think a summary of AI can be very good, but I'm not saying just rely 100% on the summary. I'm saying just give a broad one of what's happening, and then look through the summary and go, okay, I kind of understand this. Let me see if I can't pinpoint this in the code itself. A good example is like on the last stream when we got rid of cursor warping in DWM, where we went through the C code, and I'd be like, okay, we need to get rid of the declaration of the function, the warp function, and then look for the calls for X warp pointer. And then we can kind of track down where that was in the code and kind of clean things up. And that's like a really cool thing to do. I think a lot of people try to write really complex code too early, and it's a lot easier to understand or see examples of complex code and then remove the complex code and simplify a program. I think that's another method of learning that a lot of people don't get. And I think it's really cool that we can go through, and I might not understand a code base 100%, and I'll be able to go through and go, I really want this to be cleaner or better, and I can go through and go, okay, let's remove this and see what happens, and then clean up the code. While cleaning up the code and removing lines of code, you can definitely still break it. But if you break it too much, who cares? It's GitHub. You just revert back. It's not that big of a deal. So I really like reading the code. Using AI to summarize and actually teach is actually a good idea. And then also, we're focused more on making it simple, especially if you already have a complex code base. Making it simple, you're going to learn a lot as well.
Yeah, well, to do the binds.
For sure, Peter. Odin, thanks for the prime. Started using Omarchy Linux, pretty decent. Learning SQL and using MS SQL Server. We'll probably dual boot. Nightcrawler. I would say I really appreciate Omarchy. I think it's really a good spot for a lot of programmers to start with and really understand. I think how he laid it out. He made window management so simple, and I think that's great. Like, people can understand how cool tiling window manager would be. And I would even take it a step further and just go, if you don't like a lot of the things that like DHH did in Omarchy, there's plenty of other options. That's the beauty of Linux. So I love that it's kind of just showing tiling window management to a whole branch of people that would never try it or use it in the past. And then they try and go, wow, this is pretty cool. And then they can go, if they want to go to Xorg and DWM like I'm on, they can. If they want to go with something more simple and just do like an i3 situation, or sometimes they might even switch to a different one or maybe a stock Hyperland. There's a lot of really just cool stuff that comes from that. So I think it's great. Anything that shows people there's more options is always a good thing. Pre-release of WinUtil should be up and going. Let's give it a whirl. We're going to restart our Windows box real fast. Ooh, I'm getting bored on Windows. What Linux should I try? I would try... how technically savvy are you? Would you say Gonk? What would you say? How savvy are you with just computing? Like, what are you, a power user? Kind of tell me a little bit more about yourself, so I can give you an accurate recommendation.
Yeah, well, to do the binds.
Fat Bastard, thank you for the tier 1 sub gifted to Intrapie. First thing I want to teach any new Linux user. If you're coming from Windows, you absolutely have to know this one simple trick. And if you don't know this one piece of knowledge, you will end up in a really bad spot. The most important thing you should know about the Linux community, coming from Windows, is simply the Linux community is full of a bunch of trolls. And they don't want you to use Linux. Gen 2 is a good starting point. But you should know that ahead of time. Linux from scratch. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, let's see what he said. Gonk caught back. I want to play some games. I like to debloat and optimize things and do security and web security, but not much. So for this user, I would probably recommend, I'd give you 2 recommendations. 2 different distros depending on what you want to do and how much you want to tinker. If you want to tinker some and really kind of get into the nuts and bolts and mess with system settings and things like that, I would recommend, I think for a new user, CachyOS is not bad. I think CachyOS is getting into my good graces, and I think it's starting to become a pretty good starting spot for a lot of newer users coming to Linux that want to tinker. Now, what if I don't want to tinker? What's the second option? Let's say I just kind of want to install it. I just want it to work and then just kind of go. Bazzite. It's going to be Bazzite every single time. For the people that just want to install it and then go play a game or something and they don't want much configuration, Bazzite's just the best in that respect. It's so close to SteamOS, and it's essentially SteamOS for the desktop. You're not going to tinker a bunch. You're not going to be able to change a ton of stuff. You'll be able to change some. You're going to be able to do a lot of things, but for the most part, it just works out of the box, and it's pretty heavy, and you're not going to really tinker too much. But if you want to tinker, you really want to get in the nuts and bolts of things and really like strip things down and debloat and optimize and change things, CachyOS I think is the first good experience out of the gate where you feel decent, a good starting spot, and then eventually you'll elevate and become to like the next level, and then that's when you get into, hey, just install Arch or just install Debian if you're looking for like an older stable release. And I mean, these days, honestly, I just run Arch for everything. I am just like an Arch user through and through these days. I'm a new Linux user that jumped on CachyOS. It's still a learning curve, but very fun to learn this way. I think that's the big thing most people miss too, coming from Windows to Linux. It's not necessarily that Linux just works better, or a lot of the things that Linux folks tell you. It's that it's just fun to tinker and have complete control of your system again. Like, you just don't get that with Mac or Windows. When you use a Mac, you're using your computer as if what Apple intended. When you use Windows, you use it, for the most part, how Microsoft intended. Unless you're me, and then I just change everything anyways. But for the most part, you kind of have this tried and true user experience. With Linux, man, it is just, you have an entire array of experiences, and it will be different for every single user. And I mean that in a great way. It's fun. It's so much fun, but it is very different from anything else out there. And you could take, and everyone could install the same distro, and you'd say, oh, Titus, they're going to have the same experience, right? No, absolutely false. It's going to depend on hardware. One person might use this hardware, and another person might use this hardware, and then it's just a different experience. It's going to choose options. What desktop environment are they installing? Are they going KDE? Are they going GNOME? Are they going with a window manager? That's 3 massive different ones. So you have hardware differences. You have desktop environments differences. You have just so many differences in Linuxes that everyone's going to have a different experience. And it is just so eye-opening and how much fun that is, because if you get tired or you're like, I don't like how this works, then just change it. Anything is changeable. Everything is changeable. And honestly, nobody has the same user experience. And frankly, that's why no company wants to mess with Linux. Because trying to support Linux would just be crazy.
The dude abides.
So, yeah. Seb, thanks for the Prime. How are we doing over here? Let's launch that dev branch. Sorry, Fat Bastard, if you're still here. I've been yapping away as one does. Let's test that development branch. Let's go WinDev. So we're going to go IRM, christitus.com/WinDev Pipe IEX, we should see a 1023 release. That is today's date as of the recording of this live stream. And if we go to the cog, about, you can see 1023. Boom, there it is. So WinDev branch is active. And then you can come into here and go disable edge right here under advanced tweaks caution. I might move this lower. We might reorganize this. I'm due for a cleanup on the WinUtil again. So we can do that. It'll run in the background. You can see it's setting these 3 registry entries. And right now it is disabling that scheduled task that Gab put in earlier, but that was actually removed. So before this goes into a full release, the dev branch, we'll probably change this out to something different as well. So anyways, this all looks very, very good. So now if we're in your system and you go into here and you're like christitus.com and then launch. I'm clicking it. You can see nothing. So it will not launch Edge or launch any Edge results, nothing from your start menu. If you try and go Edge, open, and let's just try and open it right here. Boom. Shut down. So what a good way. Shout out to Gabriel. I think it's Gabriel that did it. So very, very neat. Anyways, well, the dev branch is out. So if you guys want to tinker with that, you go to your heart's content. Probably need to do a new release because it did disable, and it'll probably mess up. The current dev branch will mess up WebView. So if you like depend on WebView updates and things like that, probably wouldn't recommend doing this. But the full release will remove that section, or it's already been removed. I just hadn't made a new release yet. Destructive Fury asks if I can do a full tutorial on GPU pass-through. No, I've tried this a couple times, and what happens is GPU pass-through is kind of like a cat and mouse game, and it's kind of a thing that is dying off. And I use Looking Glass, I use GPU pass-through mainly for development with WinUtil, not for gaming. And the reason for that being is most games that I want to play on Windows requires me to be in Windows at a raw level, meaning I can't be virtualizing it. Specifically secure boot and many of the anti-cheat, kernel level anti-cheats like Valorant or Battlefield. These systems that are in place you can work around it, but I talked with some users that did the workaround, and I can tell you right now it's beyond any normal person or even intermediate person, and even someone like me that possesses the skill to do the workaround. It is more trouble than it's worth. And I say PCI pass-through is just pointless for most, especially gamers. It's fun to talk about, it's fun to show, but it's just not, it's not a thing. Like, you just dual boot Windows if you're a Battlefield 6 player. You're going to be in Windows, Linux is just not going to be an option, and that won't ever be really an option. After looking at it more, I came to that conclusion fairly quickly. And I was like, okay, it's not to say you can't cheat these things and bypass them, but it'll never be available for the masses. And when it comes to PCI pass-through, it is a very complex thing, and you have to have a pretty deep understanding of Linux to do it. And I just don't see a point in it anymore, because the games that don't really look at secure boot, don't really look at like kernel level anti-cheat or virtual machines, we don't need Windows to run those anymore. They all run natively in Windows or in Linux. Almost all of them are just straight like click install, whether it's Lutris, Epic Games using Heroic Launcher, Steam. I mean, they're all extremely well supported in Linux now. Like, there's no point in running Windows for most games. Like, probably 80-90% of the games out there, every game in my library plays just fine in Linux. So for me, I'm like, well, I don't even see a point in GPU pass-through anymore. Unless, like, again, you're like a competitive shooter with kernel level anti-cheat and stuff. But I mean, I will never give those companies any of my money, because I think those are just really, really bad. And I did a stream where we talked about all the craziness and security problems of that. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. I've been trying to get Windows 11 working with QEMU with no success. Yeah, now I have done videos on Windows 11 and QEMU. It's not too bad. It just depends on what you're doing. Most times, Master Player, a lot of times people have issues, is they just didn't enable like the hypervisor support in their BIOS. So most of those, like IOMMU is disabled, or was it SVT and AMD is disabled, and in Intel I think it's VTD, and a few other hypervisor options in your BIOS, just to make sure those enabled. But Akari Knight's wiki is pretty extensive on helping people out on those virtualization issues. But I did do a couple videos on virtualization in Linux, but a lot of people just don't have the technical ability to troubleshoot that and really do it properly. And doing videos on it, people downvote it all the time, and a lot of people look at how complex it is, and frankly, I just don't think it's needed anymore. So not only will nobody watch those videos if I made it, but also I don't think that's even needed. I think you should just game in Linux and call it good, because going into a VM, I mean, I'm trying to think of a game that works in a VM but doesn't work in Linux, and I'm kind of drawing a blank. Very, very few games fall in that category that aren't using like kernel level anti-cheat or are not VM safe, or VM safe. And it's just, there's just such a small list these days. MS Edge redact? Yeah, we can check that gap. Let's see. Oh, did I close that? Ah, I shut it down, didn't I? I did. Oops, my bad. That's such a great release name. Shout out to RC here. All right, let's do some MS Edge redirect here. All right, we'll do active mode. Should be fine. Best performing system-wide compatible. Next. Active mode, Edge stable. We'll switch this to Google. Everything to Google. Weather, PDF. Sounds good. Create start menu shortcuts. Sure. All right. So now that that's done, let's. All right, let's see that. No, that Edge didn't redirect there. Huh. Let's try like a HTML shortcut. Let's go. And I'm going to just go show desktop icons. What do we have? Yeah, so that worked for HTML. It didn't look like the edge redirect did work though. So yeah, that didn't work, Gab. Yeah, I mean this one's probably gone through the ringer too, Gab. So it could be a problem with other edge tweaks. I don't know how long I've had this VM for. Let's see. If this has really been on for a while, then let's see when the install date was. Hopefully it's only like a month old. I usually am pretty good about blowing out my systems. But this is a VM I like to kind of mess up just so I can kind of see problems people have. Boot time. Original date was 10/6. So yeah, it's only a couple weeks old. So yeah, it could have been another tweak, but probably not. That's a pretty new install. Yeah, maybe something else happened in there. Anyhow, good to know. I sold your anger clip, the one where you tore down the green screen. Oh man, yeah, man, that's great. Oh man. If you want to speedrun a game or use LiveSplit, then you must run Windows. Okay, that's a good example of PCIe pass-through. I'm surprised there's not like a LiveSplit alternative for Linux yet. I'm sure that's coming soon. 3-year update video. Oh man, I need to, Nightcrawler. I've done a lot of crazy stuff with websites since I had a stint where I was playing Age of Empires 4 and I had it culling all my games online and I had it syncing with a secondary like gaming channel and live updating using Cloudflare workers, all while being created through Hugo as well. So it was a pretty complex setup, but it was a lot of fun. I had a blast. I deleted it all since, but I probably should do an update to the old Ultimate website setup. Still not too much has changed in the past 3 years. I still love my Hugo, but yeah. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate you. Appreciate all your help today, man. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate all the good work you've done for LinUtil. So good. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna shut it down for the day. It's been fun. It's been real. We got through some LinUtil stuff. I think the big one I kind of want to address on the next one, I do want to mess around with this Xbox full screen business. I think I'll mess around with it a little bit, and I kind of want to go with a full script here. This guy's doing like all kinds of crazy stuff with like sys tools, like PS tools, like why not just use PowerShell? So weird. And we can track down the different registry changes that were made. I'll probably actually kind of follow this tool and then see exactly what registry changes have happened and then track it, script it, throw it into like a PowerShell script. It would be really good. Oh, and another thing I wanted to show you, one thing I've been doing on the live streams, which I think is really important. Like if you ever want to rewatch a live stream, a lot of times they're like, dude, I'm not watching you for 2 hours. I get it. But where AI actually doesn't suck, right? I meant to talk about this, but I just remembered as I got to the end here. Let's go to live stream. I'm going to pull live stream. Oh, we got AI help over there. That's great. And let's say we want this one. This is another 2-hour live stream. We were doing end of Windows 10, bypass anti-cheat. I think this was the virtualization one we did. So what I'm going to do is just copy this. And then I want to say I can grab the transcript from here. So I can extract the transcript. And every time you make a live stream, YouTube video, anything like that, you got... Oh man, I started out like Matthew McConaughey. All right. We got a good one today. So here's the entire transcript, right? About 13,000 characters or whatever. So I just usually download that. And I'm like, okay, cool. Include the timing with it. Perfect. So then I pull in, you can use Jippity, Claude, whatever you're feeling. And then I just upload the file. And this is the power of this. I just absolutely love it. So what was that called? Here it goes. End of Windows 10 anti-cheat. So that's there. So then I take this and I say, summarize this with only the interesting parts for this YouTube video. Make a description with timestamps with each event on its own line using the format hour min sec. And this, what it'll do, if it does it properly, it should ingest the entire transcript of a 2-hour long live stream and say, here's all the interesting parts, and go, okay, here's the intro. Then we have end of life for Windows 10. We talked about it at these timestamps. Warning about staying on Windows 10. And boom, there it is. That's the entire live stream, all in a timestamp format I can follow. So then I just come back here, paste this in, hit save. And then when I pull it up on YouTube, you can see now an actual good use case of AI. I found this and I was like, dude, I always wanted to kind of have timestamps for my stream, and I was like, hey, this is exactly what I need. And it's pretty good on the timestamps too. Like, that is pretty solid summarization without having to take much time at all. And I was like, dang, I know a lot of people crap on AI these days. It's not like a savior, but it's also not completely worthless. I think this is just great example of use case of it. Wow. So good, so easy to go back through. That way, if you're looking for a specific thing in the stream, you can just go right to it. And I've used this a bunch when I'm like, oh crap, I talked about that somewhere in the stream, and I just started feeding all my streams into it. And I was like, this is great. It's such a good use case of AI. And man. Yeah, so I think I've been waiting for someone to actually make, I mean, honestly, I would pay like $20 a month to just have this all in without having to do this. But I mean, I was like, downloading the transcript with timestamps is pretty easy, and then just throwing it in either Claude or Jippity, whatever. All of them can do it. It doesn't really matter. And they do a pretty good job. Now, some of the words might be a little off because YouTube dubbing isn't perfect, and sometimes my speech patterns can slur, or maybe I don't pronunciate enough. But for the most part, it works great. And God, it's such a time saver. I absolutely love it. Before you close, all right, what do you got, Chris? Do you accept whisper messages? I don't think so. Did you make an issue on WinUtil? because that would probably be the best place. Or you could put it in Discord as well, Chris. Those are probably to be the best spots. Yeah, and I think that's the thing with AI. I found it's a pretty good teacher. If there's a ton of data and you need it summarized in a pretty succinct or somewhat like a quick speed read type deal, it does a great job on those things. So there's certain things that AI does great on. It's just like 95% of the use cases people try to use it on, I'm like, that's stupid. That's just not going to work. That's not a thing. That's never going to be a thing. It's never going to be a senior engineer. It's just not even close. But it can look up stuff. It does a decent job. But it's just going to hallucinate most things. See, fabric designer Daniel Mazer. He has a summary and transcription tool for books, podcasts, and videos. Oh, okay. You got a link? 10 Breezy? I'll check it out. I mean, this is pretty easy. I mean, that took me, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to make? And I'm really, really happy. You saying I shouldn't legally get married to my AI girlfriend? Well, I'm not saying that, Fives. You do you. You know? Oh, okay. There it is. Fabric. Let's take a look. So would you say you'd not recommend GPU pass-through at the present moment? Correct, Master. I would not. I would say Bazzite should cover pretty much everything. And if you need a list of exactly what you need to do, I would recommend going to ProtonDB. Would be a really good spot. Checking for your game here, just to kind of see what all kind of tweaks you might need. Or if it's non-student game, Lutris.net, I believe, also is a good resource. Between ProtonDB and Lutris, typically you can get all your games, and there's also Heroic Game Launcher. This one is also a really good one too, for all your needs. So if you got like a bunch of GOG and Epic Game Store stuff, Heroic's probably what you want to go with. Lutris, if you're going more like off-brand or, not Steam, not Epic, and it's just kind of like its own thing. I like Lutris for the more obscure old games that I play. But just different. So Fabric, open source framework for augmenting humans with AI. Oh, lordy. Augmenting humans, that sounds crazy. Oh, okay. Oh, dude. Okay, so if I could curl that into... Okay, I could curl the summary directly and bypass the whole website, and then I could probably feed that either into... I could probably just use Fabric itself to do the entire summarization and also timestamping. Ooh, that's cool. Cool. Network Chuck and David Bombal also have done videos on it, so... That's neat, man. All right, well, I'm going to star that. Have to come back to it. That's great. That seems like right up my alley. Appreciate you guys' suggestion. Plague OS Linux. Really? What is this? 1 star, I'm out. Nope. Anything that doesn't have any kind of mass appeal, I'm like, nope, not installing that on my system. I'm out. But yeah, I mean, there's Cubes. Cubes isn't that bad. It's okay. Heroic is better for GOG. Yeah. That's true, Peter. If you're real big on GOG, Heroic's probably better as well. The integration looks pretty tight. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. See y'all in the next one. We'll probably do next Monday, or I'll probably be late. I've been starting my streams a little bit later, but it just kind of works better with my schedule lately. So that's kind of my thought. Y'all have a good one. Have a great weekend. I'll be seeing you on Monday. And we got to look at the Windows game mode, but I kind of want to hack it a little bit. Maybe write a script for it. I might tinker around. We'll see if my motivation's there. If not, we'll probably just do something in Linux. All right, y'all. Have a great one. Deuces.